this woman came on my live. I was having a good time. I was having matches with my cousin because he was also on the live. And all of a sudden, I get this comment from the favorite_kid saying, "How do I tell my boyfriend that I'm pregnant, but it's his best friend's baby?" And then she says, "I'm 16 and he's 17." And then I told her, "Well, like, I think you should bring him onto the live." And she's like, "Okay, he's next to me, but I have headphones in, so he cannot hear a thing." So I said, "Take out the headphones. I need to tell him something." And she says, "Okay." And she said, "He can hear you now." And I basically said, "Yo, the favorite_kid is saying that she got pregnant with your best friend's baby. This entire thing's going on." And yeah, I didn't know how pregnant she was, but like, super. She's like keeping the kids. That's nice.
She was 3 weeks in.
And she said, "He can hear you now." And then later on, she types, "He left." So I said, like, "Are you still together? Because if you are, I think I need to have a talk with him." And she says, "No, you're not still together." You can see it right. Yeah, see, no. It's like the entire conversation. And then she says, "Oh, well, my boyfriend said that he never loved me and he used me for my body." And then I'm like, "So how did it come to be that you got pregnant?" And she's like, "How do you think?" And then I'm like,
Well, she's the cheater then.
"Yeah, she is." And then she goes on to say, like, "How do you think? How do you think and whatnot?" And then she starts saying, "Well, like, what do I say?" And then I'm like, "How did it come to be that got pregnant with the guy's baby?" And she says, his best friend asked me to be his girlfriend." All right, girlfriend. And then I'm like, "So, like, how long? And how long are you? And how long have you been pregnant?" And she says 2 months. And I'm like, 2 months as in you've been dating him for 2 months, or 2 months as in you're 2 months pregnant? And she says, "No, I'm 3 weeks pregnant. I'm 3 weeks pregnant, and I've been dating his best friend for 2 months, a week for each number of the kids she having." And then I said, like, "Are you gonna tell your parents?" And she's like, "No." I'm like, "Are you gonna tell your parents and whatnot?" And she's gonna be like, "No." I'll be like, "By which standard did you mean?" And she's like, "To not tell them," because they also asked, like, and whatnot. And then she said they will kick me out if I tell them because I'm 16. Remember, she said this at the start of the story. And then I'm like, "Well, like, if you do all this, I don't think you're gonna be able to go back without telling them." And she's like, "I will, watch me." And she's saying that she's not gonna tell them. And I asked her, "Where do you live?" Because maybe the laws are a bit different there, because you only need parent supervision for the second. And she said, "Australia." And she says, "I'm keeping the kids." And we're like, "Why did you say that?" And she's like, "Because I have 3." And she's like, "I mean, I'm having 3." And then I asked her some other questions. And I'm like, "So, like, are you gonna tell them or not?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like, "How do you expect to, like, take care of these babies? Like, do you have somebody you can rely on?" And she says, "His best friend." And I'm like, "So let me get this straight. You got pregnant by your boyfriend's best friend. You're 16, your boyfriend is 17. I'm guessing I assume that the best friend is also 17. And then after your boyfriend breaks up with you, you say, 'Oh, don't worry. The best friend is super rich.'" And she's like, "Yes." And she's like, "I have to go." And then she just left. But oh my gosh.